A real pleasure to have you here.
Hey,
Thank you.
Robin. Thanks so much for
I'm
taking
Tim
the
from
time.
The Forthcoming.
So at the end of Silo season 1, we were left on such a cliffhanger. Coming into season 2, mainly the revelation that there's in fact more than one Silo. Maybe you can set the scene for us a bit. What can fans expect from this next installment, and particularly from each of your characters?
The fact that it's potentially more silos, well, we know it's more silos. With Juliet, the way the season 1 ended, it's an uproar in season 2 that's going on, and it's a lot of chaotic things and a lot of people questioning things. We thought in season 1 they were questioning things, but in season 2 it's like the door has opened a lot more. For my character, Sims, it's about like trying to keep things in order. I think that's both of our jobs. I mean, obviously Bernard is ranked higher and knows more, but we're trying to keep things in order. But it's not an easy task. And then for me, some of the people that I would think is on my side we're not in alignment. So that's another obstacle that I have. It's a great journey for Sims this season.
Yeah, what he mentions, problem is I know things that the audience doesn't know and that he doesn't know and that actually no one knows in the silo. That burden of carrying a certain knowledge that you can't speak about. I think that's one of the cool things about season 2 is that you start to understand more and more why Bernard is the way he is. The lovely thing about that is that you might understand what you thought was bad as something that was a necessary thing in order for survival to happen. I don't want to go too much farther than that. It was a fun thing to play. A secret is always a nice thing to have as an actor, when you're playing a part.
And obviously Rebecca Ferguson, sort of we see a lot of the journey through the story, through her eyes, through Juliet's eyes. Mm-hmm. She's also on board as executive producer. What do you think really makes her stand out as an actress, and particularly in this show?
As a person, she has an authenticity, a realness about her that comes through in her characters. It's a rawness that's there that I love seeing in actors. And when I watch stories, I'm attracted to those characters because of the rawness. And she just does it. It feels natural. So I love seeing her as Juliet. She's a powerful actress and character.
She leads by example, yeah. She's in like water tanks doing like swimming stunts and doing all this action stuff. You look at that and, like, okay, I can do that. I'm good. I'm good. It's inspiring. She's a great leader.
And it does feel like we do have sort of endless appetite for these kind of dystopian, sci-fi kind of thrillers. What do you think it is about this genre which keeps us coming back? And I think particularly in the case of Silo, it's almost by using this setting, we can have so many reflections on our current world, or even in the case of your characters, at first what might seem, more like the villainous side, trying to keep intact this regime and control people. Well, actually, is it for the good of everybody? So it's making us question perhaps, where we are in this world and how it reflects on our world in some ways.
Hopefully the overall perception the audience will have is, let's make sure we live our lives in a way that we don't wind up in a silo. That, I think, is the point to dystopian stories from the very start, is a warning, not as a suggestion.
And I think what's so unique about Silo when it comes to the dystopian world is like, it's not a lot of things that feel like it's coming from the future. Like, it's people are dealing with the basics of life, like figuring out how to get food, schooling. Like, it's not a lot of like hot technology and people not using cell phones and it's not a lot of that. Things that we think about when we get to the future of things coming from other planets. So it really breaks it down back to just humanity and
survival.
It's funny because it's dystopian, but it's almost like back in the day, beginning survival. Like, how do we survive? It's just in the story is so written so wonderfully that it's more about the relationships and humanity. It's just a great mystery to me.
And also, what is freedom? That's really the question. What is freedom? I think that is at the center of when I see Silo, I often think about that. What is it to be free?
Well, thank you so much for sharing all that with me.
Yeah.
Cannot wait for everyone else to see the second season.